Are you a member of a ham radio club? I am, and an awesome ham radio club. I'm a member of the Chesapeake Amateur Radio Service here in the Chesapeake, Virginia, Hampton Roads, Virginia area. And we have events where we have a really cool, we're blessed that our clubhouse is a former fire station, older one, that we have a top floor full of radios, and we offer some pretty great services, community services for our area as well. But it's just a great place. Once a month, we get together and have Shack Day on a Saturday. Well, this past weekend, our Shack Day was on the beach. I said, hey guys, let's go to my office, my shack. Let's get out on the banks of the Chesapeake Bay and build some antennas. I did that. I'll show you how much fun this was. Stick around. So this month for my club's Shack Day, we decided to do it in my office, in my shack, the beach. We went out at Ocean View Beach on the Chesapeake Bay and had some fun. It was early, so it wasn't a crowded shack like we normally have on Saturdays because you had to be up at the crack of dawn. I mean, before the sun came up. I did this because I really wanted us to make some really cool early morning DX contacts like I do on the 20-meter band. So what we did is I built two antennas. We built, I figured I wanted to do a resonant antenna and also something cool, something that's a popular antenna. And these antennas are both in my book. And I brought along a copy of my book with me. And we just pulled right out of the pages, pulled the dimensions right from the book and made them. So it was the quarter wave vertical for 20 meters and the Ribicoff antenna. Here's us out getting started on the beach. All right, guys, my friends from the Chesapeake Amateur Radio Service. So here's what we got. We got, that is the DX Commander 7-meter pole, DX Commander Expedition. The shorter one actually is a 10-meter pole. I'll show you how we're gonna erect them. We've got some Walmart cheap 16 gauge speaker wire. I do have some 20 gauge wire, the mallet, all the tools. We've got Zygo G90 in there, Yaesu FT 450D in there. As you see, we're going to build a quarter wave vertical with the 1-to-1 and a Ribicoff with the 4-to-1. A couple batteries, 20 amp hour battery for the Yaesu and a 6 amp hour battery for the Zygo. There you go. So we got everything. What do you guys got? What radio did you bring, Shane?
The Lab 599 and the ICOM 705.
Cool. Then Shane, I know his call sign may look like he's from Guam, but he's a Navy guy local to us. Shane, you're the new...
I'm the new W4 CAR president.
Right. And and Mike is the former, or will soon be, WM4ST. You probably see, if you've seen me at Huntsville, not Huntsville, but at Dayton, you've met Mike. And you guys want to introduce yourself? Call sign, all that good stuff?
I'm new. I don't have a call sign yet. I'm waiting on the government to open back up.
But that's even better, man. We love new hams.
Yeah, I'm Bob. I'm KZ4XE.
KZ4XE.
Johnny, W1EMM.
W1EMM. Johnny is probably going to end up taking the camera from me a little bit, but Johnny's awesome. All right, guys, let's build some antennas. Doing the formula and the calculating. I've already done it in the book for people to make it easier. For a quick reference for a quarter wave vertical, we're going to make it for 20 meters. So right here, a quarter wave at around 14.230, 16.44 feet or 16 feet 5 1/4 or 5.01 meters. So 16 feet 5 1/4. We'll make it a little longer in case we have to trim it down. All right, a little bit more. Keep going. Keep going. All right, right there. Okay, so 16 5 1/4. We're going to add an inch for the trim off that we're going to do to put it on the on, and then I'm going to add another inch so we can trim it to resonance if we need to. So it's about 2 inches longer than what we said we were going to be. Boom. Cut it there. Now we also have one of our counterpoise already made too with those, because you split that in half. The counterpoise wires, it doesn't matter. I usually make them roughly 17 feet when they're on the ground. That's all that matters. But yeah, so I just split it apart. And one of these will be the driven element from the speaker wire. And this is what we're going to call hack and whack engineering, because I know a lot of people cringe when they watch my videos. They're like, you need to put a connector on the end and solder it or whatever, or you need to actually get that tape measure and measure it exact for what you're doing or whatever. Not really. There you go. Put it in my pocket to keep the bay clean. So what I do, this will be at the bottom. This will go on the onion. And the other end we'll use for trimming for resonance there. So there's the driven element. I'll get the pole. I really want to try to convey to people that building antennas on the beach, or building antennas in general, people overthink it. They really do. And it's really fun. Just get out and, like I said, cut wires, hack and whack, and go. And I get my tape real cheap, Dollar Tree. I go about every few meters. And what I also like to do on the pole, not that it matters, but I tape it kind of at a junction, you know, where we're sliding together. About right here.
You know what else in movie making? They call this the golden hour right now, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to leave a few inches off in case we take it down, which we probably will, to trim it to resonance. So leave about like that. And there we go. There's the driven element on the pole, ready to go. Oops. I'm going to take out the camera. I'm always down here by myself. I don't worry about people around me. There you go. What we'll do now is make some radial. Oh, water. Just put 2 more. There we go. I think I used the wrong. Oh, no, I didn't. There you go. Now we got 3 radials. And that'll do. Here in, come on. It's getting dull. The one thing about using cheap tools you get at Harbor Freight or whatever is they're cheap. There we go. Do all these, and what we'll do is we'll wrap all these together for the counterpoise wires. And I want to get 100 watts going this morning first, because with the band conditions and what I'm seeing, and sometimes that's total BS anyway. Sometimes you see it and say, oh, things are horrible, and you get out here and you just slay NDX left and right. Not pretty at all. Yeah.
It works.
Takes a second to get it down. I probably should just punch it in. Definitely way too long. 2.4 at 13.684. I'm going to cut probably about an inch, inch and a half off of it. We'll see where we can go from there.
Huh? Yeah. Oh, okay. This guy's
My club, we're portable on the beach in Virginia. 100 watts with a vertical by salt water.
Oh, that's what I saw Oscar Germany. Oscar, is that a 5 and 5? I didn't get the name. My name is Echo Zilling. What's the name?
The name is Walt, Whiskey Alpha Lima Tango, and I'm here with some other operators that have never made a voice contact to Australia. If we can pass the mic around real quick and they can get you in the log, that would be great, my friend. Can we do that? Hey, thank you so much there, VK2YI, K4OGO. I'm going to pass the mic to another operator real quick to get you in the log.
Whiskey Mike 4 Sierra Tango. Name here is Mike.
What was the call?
Whiskey Mike 4 Sierra Tango.
Microphone over to Aiden. Thanks so much.
Morning, Aiden.
Good morning.
And how's it going this morning? Your very first HFQ, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you having fun? Are you learning lots?
After that, we just had some fun. I mean, drinking coffee, eating donuts, playing radio, and building antennas. And it was really a great, I guess we'll just say, a fellowship of all of us. I think we, at one point towards the end, we just cut the radios off and sat around and told stories and had a good time there as well. But I really wanted this experience to get people out and to get them understanding what it's like to be on the beach portable, especially when you live here. You're right by the beach. It's a lot of fun. So with that said, twofold here. I really wanted to show this in a video to show you how fun it is to be a member of a club. And the other thing is how important it is to, when you are a ham, to share with other hams and to be an Elmer if you're experienced and you want to get out there, be a part of your club. Join an ARRL related club. I'll put a link to the ARRL below. I'll also put a link to my club. But what a great day I had, man. I tell you what, one of the most fun moments I've had as a ham radio operator in the past few years was being around those guys and just operating on the beach. It was a blast. I think now we've already talked about it. We're going to do this again in the spring and have some springtime fun and get out and try it again, build some antennas. This is something I'd like. I tell you what, I've got a couple more years of work and I'd like to retire and just like in the spring and maybe in the fall when it's not summertime, just go to different beaches and gather people up and do stuff like this. It would be a lot of fun. Hey, maybe I'll start the Coastal Waves and Wires beach gatherings or something, and we could do something like this. If you're interested in something like that, let me know in the comments below. It's something I wouldn't mind doing. It would take some effort on my part, but maybe that'll happen in the future. Anyway, guys, like I said, get on the American Radio Relay League and look for a club near you. Check them out. And join a club. It really is fun to be a part of a amateur radio club. And these clubs offer a great service. My club, I didn't even go into it. My club, hurricane disasters, we've served during those. We have events like we have a cycling events for it's called Tour de Cure. We go out and provide all the comms for that and others. I'm going to miss some of the stuff that my club does, but being a part of that, if you're into the service and helping the community as well, being a part of a club is also what that's all about. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Walt, K4OGO. Stay salty, my friends.